weekend. You know, joined in purpose. I don't know about you, but I like football. And do you know which team wins? The team that is most joined in power and purpose. That's why I like football. That's what I look for. Where is the joining? Oh my goodness, Frances is raising her hand. Do you know why Frances is raising her hand? Because we're joined in power and in purpose? Because Betty Lou forgot to announce that this very Saturday at 8 a.m. in the morning, the housekeeping crew meets here for our winter cleaning. So how about that? Was there something else, Frances? All right, there's something else Frances wants to share.
Amy's son fell, have a little concussion. He's a little sick and stuff. We need prayer for him. Send prayer for him.
Thank you. You can put that in a little prayer box.
Yes.
And any of you want to put out a prayer and see him perfect and whole as he is and was and always will be, please do that. Because we are joined in power and purpose, and miracles happen. Miracles happen. Because love is a miracle, and anytime we're loving, do you know that? Anytime we're loving, we see and experience miracles. Whatever God has joined together, whomever God has joined together, let no man, ego, put asunder. What in the heck does that mean? That means that we have a very high intention to notice where you are and who you're with and recognize it's no accident. And if it's no accident, that means that God, goodness, love has brought you together. And therefore, we have no business trying to mess it up. Robert and I have been together for 30 years in April. And we've never had an argument or a fight, as some people call it, in 30 years. How does that happen? Well, you can come to the sampler and we'll talk to you about it. But I just thought maybe I'd share with you how simple things like getting up in the morning at 5 a.m., which we do to come here on Sundays, and actually often, many mornings, we get up that early. And we come here with ease and grace every Sunday, with smiles in our face, with songs in our heart, with good things being shared along the way or total silence, because the bells are ringing by the angels in the back row. Do you know why it works? Why it works every day? It works because we're joined in purpose and on purpose. So what's it like to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning? Because probably most of you don't do it, or you haven't done it often. When you have a purpose that says, I choose to be happy today. I choose to be on time and enjoy myself today. And your intention is focused on that, then you don't focus on the things that would cause you to be separate or argue or not do what is conducive to both of us having success in purpose and on purpose. So if what's in your mind and heart, your intention, your goal, your choice, is truly what you want for the highest good, there no longer is a need for fight or argument or disagreement. Because both of you simply choose to do that which is yours to do. And you know what? Everything gets done. You could call that a miracle, or you could just say that's love. That's love. Love works. And when you are in a state that's different than that, sometimes called what man puts asunder, or ego, edging God out, or being afraid, or needy, or lacking in some way, you may find yourself losing your path, your purpose, your intention, your goal. And what we've chosen to do for 30 years, 2 fingers on the mouse, or actually Dave did this. Be still. Peace. And know that I am God. And know that it's mine to choose, again, that it's mine to forgive and release, that it's mine to stop whatever it is that causes me to feel separate or in disagreement, to feel needy or fearful or judging or critical, and to come to peace myself. And that means there's no discussion about things that feel separate or ugly or whatever those other words were. That it's only mine to find peace in my heart, to return to my intention for the highest good for all, and continue on my way, living that path. It sounds like the ego doesn't get to express itself. Well, the ego gets to express itself in paper. The real reason I'm upset is, the real reason I'm bitchy or fetching or whatever you want to call that stuff is, I write on a piece of paper. That's what I used to do. Now I can just do it in my head like that. And then I throw it away. I don't talk about it. I don't bring it up. I don't want to share about my process. I don't want to do all that heavy stuff. And by the way, this is not everybody's path, but it's mine, because I prefer to live my life on purpose. I prefer to have success and ease and happiness and health and have things work and all that other good stuff. So I don't waste my time on complaining or disagreeing or fighting or arguing or all the other stuff that a lot of people have learned how to do. So because we had that little daily word about forgiveness, if you're sitting there and you're saying, oh my gosh, I do spend a lot of time complaining and fetching and arguing and all that other stuff, trying to be right or make others wrong or have it my way, then I suggest that what you do is forgive. Now what in heck is forgiveness? Forgiveness is an eraser filled with love. So all that stuff that you wrote out on that piece of paper about your crazy thoughts, your ego thoughts, what you do is you erase them, you throw them away, you cross them off, you let them go, and you recognize that they're not for the highest good, and they're not what you're really called to do, or give, or be. So there's a part of Course in Miracles that talks about the peace of God as my single goal. The peace of God is my single goal. The P-I-E-C-E of God is my single goal. The peace I am is my single goal. Loving me is why I'm here. That's my goal, to be me, the I am, the peace be still part of me. And when I am that, I literally have a happy life and a life that forgives. So now I'm going to bless you, beautiful shepherd that's out there, and I'm going to recommend that all of us begin to look at what is the peace of God you are expressing itself. What is the P-E-A-C-E, and when you are peaceful, what is that? It is your God self, the truth of who you are, the real one that lives in you and gives all for the goodness of all. And when the peace of God is my single goal, the aim of all my living here, the end I seek, my purpose and function and my life, and life is fun, safe, and easy, and everyone is blessed, including me and you. Now it also, Course in Miracles, also outlines, so what is our purpose here? Well, I'll tell you, it's really quite easy. Our purpose here is to be happy. And when I'm not happy and you're not happy, then guess what? I stepped off path. Something went wrong. So the happiness could be called joy or could be called contentment. I don't care what the words are that we use, but you know what that feeling is like. Sometimes called a state of grace. It just feels, all is well. Because it is, always. No matter what our mind is thinking. So you know when you're on path and you know when you're living on purpose because you're peaceful and you're happy. Daggone, that sounds pretty good, Betty Lou. How in heck do I get there? The function that we have here is to forgive, to forgive, to forgive, to give again, to be able to stay in a giving state, because you and I are gifts, and our function here is to give the gifts we are. And when we're peaceful and when we're happy, it's easy for us to give. And sometimes we need to be in a forgiving state so that we erase all blocks to giving the peace, the love, the joy that we are. So forgiveness is an eraser filled with love. So let's go back to the complaining and fetching and the neediness and the judging and the you know, what sometimes we fill our minds with. Thanks for smiling, Janie. That was good. Forgiveness is the key, you guys, because forgiveness erases all those blocks. And when you're really good, when you're really a master of your mind, you forgive almost instantly, because you can feel how yucky it feels inside when you're judging. Don't you feel it? Yeah, it's anxious. Sometimes it even makes me sick. Literally sick. So forgiveness is the quick instrument, the quick tool that some people say Holy Spirit gave to us, but we definitely need to use it massively, to erase, to delete, to undo every block, every obstacle, every way that we have put into our minds to not love. Love is who we are. Love is what we were created to be. Love is our natural state. My gosh. Love in the world is natural for those of us who remember that love in the world is natural. If we remember that we are the presence of love, because you are, in case nobody told you when you were growing up, you're the presence of love. You're the gift that was given by love so that you would be loving in the presence of those who have forgotten to love. That's who you are. That's what you were created to be and do and have and share, is the love you are. Not something you make up. Not that being nice kind of stuff, although some of us need to be nice too occasionally, right? I know, you're being bugged by the noise and the noise and the noise, so let's just forgive all that and come back to, you are love. And when I forgive, it's having its way. Yeah. Oh, a drone! You know what that is? That's a drone! Right here in our sanctuary! It's going to drop the presence of love right on us, in the form of us. Yeah, you can turn it off. Yeah. Robert says turn it off. What is a drone? What is a drone? So I want to play with this for a half a second. Robert's saying turn it off. But I want to play with the idea that a drone. What if, without a body, you could fly? What if, without a body, you would stop? You want to go do it? What if, without a body, you would simply be the gift of love? Thank you very much, Betty. I appreciate it. What if, without a body, without thinking about preserving your body and seeing separate from someone else, you would recognize the one that you are as the presence of love in all forms and no form? What if that is the God you are, in all forms and no form? That there is no limitation and no separation from anyone or anything. So when Robert and I get together, which is about 100% of the time, not only do we get together in this way, but we get together in ways without bodies. We get together in ways with grandchildren and gardening and living our life here and there and doing all the things we do. If we forget, thank you. If we forget, it's okay, this is an important topic. Do you know what happens with important topics? I know I'm easy to flow around this. Do you know what happens with important topics in your life as well as mine? Do you know what happens? The ego that's so used to having its way, you know what the ego is. It's edging God out, and it's the part of us that tries to preserve our body and our personality and having things be right versus wrong and having us have things our way. That's the ego. It's learned. It comes out of fear, of wanting to survive, I'll say, in a physical form. And it shows up just as we are about to awaken and allow the truth of our love to show up. And when we give in to allowing it to seduce us or distract us or tempt us to judge or hate or avoid, we miss the holy purpose. There's a holy purpose for everything. God is praised in everything. There is good in everything. And sometimes that good is merely to awaken us to the truth of who we are. There's nothing lacking. It's just that we've covered our eyes or we've denied the good that's already there. There's nothing separate. We've simply thought that we were separate. Someone asked me about who was I going to root for the Super Bowl. And what I said is I always go for a good game. And that means to me a game where everyone enjoys themselves and does their very best. And right here in this congregation, it's an interesting word because we really are one. It just looks like we're in all these different colorful, diverse bodies and personalities and all that. I always go for a good game. And a good game is when we're all on purpose, happy, peaceful, forgiving, and living our very best. Then we've all won. And no one loses. Because we're all living as the God beings we are. Love is your natural state. And peace is your goal, being your piece, your part, and playing your part in God's plan. And you know you're playing your part when you're happy. Happy. And if you find yourself being unhappy, I ask you merely to delete that moment and the past that preceded it. Delete it. Wash it away. And simply choose again. Be loved. Thank you for being loved in my life. I get it. I receive it. I honor it. And I know it's who we are.